Hey guys, so today we have a video analyzing the ever decreasing possibility of Democratic chances in the US Senate. So, right now, we just had a poll coming out of states of Tennessee and Texas, and just when you thought that the +9 poll was an outlier, we get a poll that says that Cruz is up 8 and over the 50% mark. That's not good for Beto O'Rourke, but I think he still does have a chance because of all those new voters. But the one that really, really sticks out at you the most in terms of the Senate races, Tennessee. Marsha Blackburn versus Phil Bredesen. New York Times, pretty trustable. Blackburn at 54, Bredesen at 40. Not good news whatsoever for the Democrats in the state. And I'll be honest, my mouth dropped when I saw these numbers. I was so surprised that Blackburn would have a double-digit lead compared to a former governor who won every single county. Not good news for Phil Bredesen. Now, looking at the Senate map, many people say Florida now could go into the Democratic column, considering the latest polls. So it doesn't want to load for me, but we'll just go back to this one while it loads. So many people think Florida now could go into the Democratic column. People think Missouri could go either way. People truly think that Missouri could go either way. People are saying West Virginia, well, because, he voted for Kavanaugh. I'll give them a bit of slack, and I'll put West Virginia in the likely column. Indiana, considering that Joe Donnelly did in fact vote for Kavanaugh, I'm going to move it into the tilt Democratic column. But all the other states are pretty much staying the same. Let's see if it's finished loading. There we go. So, if we look at Florida, a state like Florida, Democrats think now that they do, in fact, have a chance in the state. Before they were a bit worried, but now, considering that we have Nelson +3, a tie, Nelson +7, +1, people think that Bill Nelson will, in fact, narrowly hold on against the former Governor Rick Scott. Now, Florida, okay, in the Democratic column. Even I'll give them Missouri, because many people still think that this really could go either way, but because of that incumbency, you would probably give a slight tilt over to Clay McCaskill. In Arizona, people think that this could go to the Democrat here, Kristen Sinema. I'll give them that one. People think that in Montana, while it could go either way, Jon Tester definitely has the lead, and the same case down in New Jersey. In Nevada, people think this race is tightening. I definitely agree with those people. If we look at the Nevada Senate race, right now the two candidates are tied in a dead heat. And but considering that there are a number of undecided voters and that Hillary Clinton won the state, I would give them that Nevada would go into the Democratic column narrowly, even though the last two polls showed the Republican ahead. Now, this is kind of the map that we start off, not filling in Texas, Tennessee, North Dakota. I think that's pretty much it. So, Democrats only need one of these states. Just one. Shouldn't be too hard to get the Senate majority. Well, Heitkamp, she's down by 12 points in North Dakota. Phil Bredesen, he's down by 14 points in Tennessee. And Beto O'Rourke, he's down by 8 points in Texas. These numbers are all based off the latest polls. Now, if we look at the remaining Republican states, Mississippi Special, Nebraska, Wyoming, or Utah, they don't look like they're flipping anytime soon. And these states look like they are a much better chance for Democratic pickup. So they pretty much have to choose one of these three states. What's their best bet? I would argue either Tennessee or Texas. North Dakota, considering that Heidi Heitkamp voted against Kevin Cramer. What am I saying? Considering that Heidi Heitkamp voted against Brett Kavanaugh, I would definitely put this into the likely Republican column, and that's big, because if we look at the North Dakota Senate race, the latest poll has her down 12 points, I believe. Yeah, so the latest poll has her down 12 points with only a 3.5 margin of error. Again, not good news. I'm putting it into the likely Republican column. Now, that's one that the Democrats are starting to say, well, not really. We have they have two chances left to take the Senate, Texas and Tennessee. Now, with Tennessee, considering that we have polling data showing that Marsha Blackburn was ahead, and before that, Phil Bredesen was ahead, right? But all the fundamentals pointed to a Blackburn. Now, considering that even the polling shows Blackburn ahead, I'm definitely leaning towards putting this into the Republican column. So it all comes down to Texas. Just one state, a very Republican state, could determine the balance of power in the US Senate. Now, I've said this before, it's an uphill battle for O'Rourke. Now, even though O'Rourke is behind in the polling, I will give Cruz that, but he is bringing out people in record numbers. Yes, I just did that. I'm calling it for Beto O'Rourke over Ted Cruz. I do believe that Beto O'Rourke will win the Senate race in Texas at the moment. Again, anything can change, but but right now we're discussing the possibilities. So, any of these 5 tilting states, they're only tilting towards the Democrats. They could really go either way. Nevada could go either way. Texas definitely could go either way. Missouri could go either way. Indiana, maybe a bit less so, but it could go either way. And Florida could go either way. What happens if the Republicans had an amazing night on election night? They carry Nevada, Tennessee, Texas, Missouri, Indiana, and Florida. Not too hard to do. They just need to have a great night. This is considering a Democratic great night like that. But if the Republicans have a good night, very easily could end up at a 54-46. And even all of this Republican enthusiasm could carry them to wins in Arizona, Montana, and New Jersey. Now, this scenario not likely at all. I'm not saying this is my 2018 Senate map. I'm just putting out the possibilities that this could definitely be the next Congress. This could definitely be the next Congress. But considering that it's 52-48 compared to 54-46, I believe, it's really not looking as good for the Democrats as it was. At one point in time, Democrats thought Nevada and Arizona definitely in the bag, along with the rest of the leaning states and likely states and safe states. Okay, we just need 4 more. They thought Missouri, Indiana, and Florida in the bag. They thought Tennessee was in the bag, and they thought that maybe even they could win in Texas, and maybe even pull off the upset in North Dakota. But now, new polling out of North Dakota shows Heidi Heitkamp behind. New polling out of Tennessee shows Phil Bredesen behind. Really, if they keep on to all their leaning states, it's Texas or nothing. So that's pretty much, I'm actually going to leave it in a tilt Democratic direction. There we go. For the time being, because I think that Democrats, it's really, I think, a 50-50 chance in Texas. I mean, I definitely feel that, I don't know, all of the, research and whatnot says that Cruz will win. But I think the people will say Beto O'Rourke will win. But even that this will be one of the most competitive states. But Democrats only lose one of these tilting states, which definitely is a possibility. In fact, it's more than likely. Boom. Or they can't win in Missouri. Or maybe they can't win in Indiana. They can't win in Florida. Fine. Well, give them Arizona, or Nevada, or Texas. There are so many possibilities to a GOP Senate, and the Democratic Senate paths without North Dakota just lie through one area. Pick up Nevada, Arizona, which now are not done deals, and then keep on to these three: Missouri, Indiana, Florida, and then pick up either Tennessee and Texas. Texas looking like the more likely at the moment. So this is pretty much the only path to a Democratic Senate at this point in time. So thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below.